Coming up next on the CHGO Cubs podcast, presented by Toyota and Bet365, Taillon turns in a dandy, while PCA and Busch, they deliver the power. The magic number is 3. CHGO Cubs next. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? This is the CHGO Cubs podcast driven by Toyota. Let's go places and Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Use code CHGO365 at sign up. 4-0 Cubs over the Pirates. What do we have, 12 to go?
Oh, baby, we're rounding up on it.
A dozen left to play. Luke Stuckmeyer, Joey Christopoulos, and Sarah running the 1s and 2s here at the all-new CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a total stranger. Yes, that was a nice win. We got a dozen games left. We're going to talk about all of it. We're going to talk about Taillon. We're going to talk about who's going to get to 30 home runs first. We're going to talk about Soroka's return to the Cubs.
Triumphant.
And, of course, the pitching matchup tomorrow. But first, I want to tell you about something special we're doing here at CHGO in the month of September. Think about your favorite athlete right now. Maybe it is Cade Horton, right? Every single one of your favorite athletes had a coach, a mentor, or a family member who believed in them first, somebody who saw their potential and gave them the confidence to go for it. That's what Big Brothers and Big Sisters does every single day. They create those life-changing connections for kids in our community. So this month, all September, we're at CHGO. We are partnering with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America to help fund their mission. Your donation ensures another child gets a mentor, a role model, a champion in their corner. You could be that champion for a kid. So if you're watching us on YouTube right now, you can donate directly by hitting in the donation button right in the corner of your screen. It's the little handshake button that you'll see down there. And if you're listening to this in podcast form, you can just head to bbbs.org/ALLCITY. Let's help the potential of the next generation. Again, for podcast listeners, it's bbbs.org/ALLCITY. We know times are tough. Not everybody can donate, but if you have the funds to donate, and you can, any amount helps.
Great cause.
It's a great cause.
Instead of giving us a super chat tonight, maybe donate to the Big Brother, Big Sisters.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Even if it's $1 or $2.
Even $1 or $2.
Can honestly go a really long way.
Instead of wasting $9 at Starbucks tomorrow morning.
You're saying that to yourself, or you're saying that to the audience?
I'm saying that to myself right now. Anyways, it is a great cause, and we'll be doing that all month long. Yep. So if you didn't write it down, we'll say it again for you tomorrow. All right, Cubs, offense. First of all, we're going to get to Taillon here in a little bit, but the offense was interesting because you got a couple of home runs. PCA and Busch. Let's start with PCA, because to me, if one of those two is more important than the other, not that Michael Busch isn't important, but PCA is more important. Been a long time since he hit a home. What did they say? July 10th since he'd hit a home run on
off
a fastball?
And the last home run came in Anaheim several weeks ago when we were welcoming Kyle Tucker back to the lineup, who has since left the lineup and is now on the IL.
That was his second home run since July 23rd. Wow, that's a slump. That is a drought.
You know, we've done plenty of shows where we've gone X player is back. Yeah. And tonight I want to start by saying this was a great PCA flash. Not ready to say PCA is back.
Yep.
But this was a great that little blinker or that flicker in the sky, or maybe when you see a passing comet.
That was a PCA comet.
It was a little bit of a PCA comet there. Not only did he take that fastball deep, he seemed to remember how to hit a home run because he had a fantastic immediate drop bat flip, which I enjoyed very much. But he also had a double, was able to get on base multiple times in the game, stole third base. Looked like PCA out there. I'll be honest with you. I've played this game a little bit with PCA a couple of times this season, so I'm not ready to say this is him turning the corner. But, hey, good news. Any news is good news, right, when it comes to PCA and him hitting the ball over the fence or him at least getting back to him hitting the ball hard is good news for the Cubs. Maybe it's coming at the right time. I'll be honest with you. He is a young player who's been so up and down this year, Luke. I mean, honestly, do you feel like you have a handle on the trajectory and it's not a linear path with PCA? Do you have a handle on his ups and downs? And is this him on the precipice of an up? Is this the PCA flash? Where are you landing on it? Because this was an impressive performance tonight from PCA.
It was. I would have liked to seen the last at bat not look like he was trying to hit a home run.
He wanted another piece. I was joking in the game. It was his quest to get back to 250, and he got dang close tonight until he was swinging out of his shoes in his last at-bat.
I like your analogy of a flash because that is the way it kind of feels to me. I can't go, hey, he's back. This is the guy that's back because it needs to be way more consistent than that. And the first half was pretty consistent, right? Like that's why he was in the MVP conversation and why we printed the MVP T-shirts. It's been a roller coaster, right? Like his Major League Baseball career's been some great highs and some lows and some more great highs and then some more lows. I didn't know if I liked your comet one. Then I Googled comet. It is a large icy object embedded dust that orbits the sun. See, I thought it was a star that was blowing up.
Yeah, I was saying it more as like you saw it in the sky for half a second.
That's a shooting star.
Thank you very much.
That's a shooting star. Yeah. My astronomy now reminds me in my head. So I didn't like that analogy. I was like, ooh, shooting star, a star that's burning out. I don't want that. Yeah, I'm not that he's back, but he's got 12 games to get himself closer to being this guy. And this is you got 12 games left for this to be a beautiful stepping stone. Get yourself back into the rhythm. Get yourself into a nice headspace and move into the postseason that way. So maybe it's a flash. More importantly, I hope it's a building block or a foundation.
Yeah, and look, regarding what you just said, I mean, I think if I can generalize about the entire game for a moment, and I'm feeling selfish tonight, so Cubs fans, you should feel selfish tonight too because we were kind of due one of these games, right? Like, it's been a while since this was an easy ride, baby. This was a boat down the lazy Allegheny River tonight. Taillon looked good. Top of our lineup. 2 home runs from the top, or at least the heart of our order at the top of the lineup. Bullpen, for the most part, got it done. We did have to see a little appearance from Brad Keller tonight. But, man, we were due for one of these easy does it kind of wins. And I'm generalizing because when you talk about headspace a little bit, I know that this was, oh, wait, hold on a second. I have to be quiet. Pittsburgh Pirates fans are walking by right now. The Pittsburgh Pirates aren't very good. They're not a very good team.
No.
But at the same time, the fact that the Chicago Cubs could take care of business tonight, and I don't know if this will lead to a larger sense of rhythm, but in terms of headspace tonight, they did exactly what they needed to do. They got out there. They hit the ball over the fence. They got some guys on base. They got a couple of key hits. They got up to an early lead. Starting pitcher did what he had to do. Got a nice multiple inning appearance from an unlikely person who was, let's be honest, acquired at the deadline.
We'll get to it.
And they locked down a win to start off a great week. So for Cubs fans, I think you should feel happy. You should feel selfish that this is finally the type of medicine that Chicago sports deserves. It's a great way to kick off a good week, and hopefully they can keep it going because, let's be honest, these Pirates games, they should be these games that we should be not in ink, not in pen, but in pencil, writing down as wins right now.
Should be comfortable. You don't guarantee a win against any major league team, but this is sort of like playing a AAA team right now. That's just where the Pirates are at, especially late in the season.
They're playing out the string. They're playing out the string.
Yeah, so that feels good. So PCA, that was, again, hopefully a nice building block. I agree with everybody in the chat. Christian says PCA needs to hit like this for a week for me to say he's back.
Agreed.
That's fair.
Very fair.
And then Michael Busch, our guy Michael Cerami over at Bleacher Nation, credit to him, said, hey guys, alert. The Busch slump is about to end because there are all these signs. The hard hit rate, the line drive rate, the striking out way less. It's going to end. And there it was, a home run. What was it, number 28 for him?
Number 28. briefly tied the team lead until PCA snatched it back with his 29th home run.
I got to tell you, if you would have offered me 28 home runs from Michael Busch in the offseason, I would have signed up for that season in a heartbeat as well. So, Joey, look into your crystal ball and let me know who will get to 30 first for the Cubs. 30 home runs in your crystal ball. Who will get to 30 home runs? Will it be Seiya? Will it be PCA? Will it be Busch? Who gets there first and who gets there? I would hope, with 12 games left, that 2 of the 3 get there.
So here, okay. Skenes on the bump tomorrow.
So maybe 11 games. Well, you still got relievers.
No. I mean, I think we've hit him. I think we've hit him well at times, and I think we can go deep. I'm just kind of maybe try and pair up when I think PCA is going to get to 30 first.
He's at 28?
He's at 29.
He's at 29. He hits it tomorrow. PCA hits it tomorrow
So that's what I was thinking. And
he
I
likes the spotlight.
And in my crystal ball, too, as well, I'm thinking Michael Busch is probably on track to lead the team in home runs when this is all said and done. If Michael Busch is turning the corner right now the way that we all think and we all see he is, I mean, he's another guy who can get very hot and very streaky, very fast. And I think and believe that by the time the season's over, I think Michael Busch is going to be sitting at 31 home runs.
Ooh.
PCA is going to be sitting at 30. And I think Seiya, who's sitting on 27 right now, gets to 28.
I would like to see PCA finish with 32 or 33. There's 12 games left. So if he's going to be using this as a foundation now, then I'm kind of hoping in those next 12 games you see 3-4 home runs.
So is it also fair to say that if the team leader in Cubs home runs this year is over 30 and a half, that means that as a Cubs fan, we're starting to feel pretty good about ourselves because that means one of those two guys is probably going to be on the hotter side of things heading into October baseball. So I think if you're a Cubs fan, no matter who the team leader in home runs is, I think you're rooting for that team leader to be over 30.5. Because if you get to 31 with either of those guys, that means a couple of those guys knocked some out of the park over the next 11 games. And that means that one of them or maybe both of them are turning the corner and probably maybe not white hot, but maybe a little warm heading into October, which is great news for the Cubs.
Boy, it's funny because you would have thought 3 months ago you would have said, wow, these guys...
How many are going to get to 30?
How many are going to get over 35, right? You would have been thinking that. Like, how many are over 35?
Can Tucker hit 40?
Yep. But here we are. They slowed down. I'm okay with them slowing down as long as they pick back up and heat up at the right time. We'll see. I think it's a good conversation, though, and we made the bet or the conversation the other day. If you had to place a bet on the 3 guys to hit playoff home runs this year, who would they be? And so a lot of people said Busch.
Michael Busch is looking like a great bet right now.
A lot of people said Michael Busch, but PCA, if he can get going, like the streakiness of Pete Crow-Armstrong when the streakiness is on the way up.
Can I also say just really quick, Michael Busch tonight took a letter-high 98-mile-an-hour four-seamer and deposited it 418 feet away to dead center. So it's those moments a little bit when I know Michael Busch is still a young player, but when you talk about him specifically in this lineup, there are not a lot of guys in this lineup that can do that. I would maybe probably put Kyle Tucker into that category. Maybe Seiya Suzuki. I don't know. To catch a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that high up in the zone and deposit it that far away. Maybe PCA was when he was in his blind rage of a hot streak in May and June.
Tasmanian Devil, May and June.
But it was really, really, really impressive to see. And maybe this is also hopefully a precursor that he's starting to really warm up.
I would assume PCA and Cam Sanders were minor league teammates. So that had to feel pretty good, hitting a home run off one of your...
Oh, I'm sure. There's probably a text.
Cam Sanders, former Cubs top prospect. All right, so we're going to talk more about Jameson Taillon and what he did tonight, and we will, of course, look at the big pitching matchup for tomorrow and more in just a second. Let us know in the live YouTube chat, what did you think of Taillon tonight, and who do you think of those 3 guys? We'll get to 30 home runs first, but first, a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Cubs fans, with the early Bet 365 payout offer, you're a winner if your team goes up by 17 points with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. So download the app and use code CHGO365 when you sign up. Thursday Night Football, there's a $10 safety net bet. Sunday Night Football, $365,000 jackpot. So place a $10 bet on the first touchdown scored. Get a split of $365K in bonus bets if your player scores the final touchdown of the game. Payable regardless of the first touchdown. First touchdown scorer, bet wins or loses, name Sunday Night Jackpot. So Monday Night Football, there's also a 50% super profit boost token on SGPs. Double your winnings or parlays with Bet365's 100% parlay boost. Use code CHGO365 when you sign up. And remember, deposit $10, place a bet for $5. You get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. You must be 21 plus or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling or referral service can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER in-app only.
Let's be real for a second. It is exhausting. Our entire world has gone soft. Everybody gets a trophy for just showing up. Everything has to be bubble wrapped for everybody. Soda used to have some kick. Now it's all about pretty colors and easy fizz. Well, RC Cola's not a soft drink. It's just a damn good cola. It's the original cola that doesn't fold under pressure. RC is an OG in a cola world of spineless soft drinks. No trends, no gimmicks, no glow-up, buddy. RC hasn't changed its stripes since 1905 because it didn't need to. Same bold, crisp flavor it's always had. It's a punch in the thirst. Stock up on all your favorite RC Cola parties right now. Watching a big game. RC, it's for whatever you're doing. Hey, guys, if you haven't signed up for it yet, check out our CHGO Daily Sports Letter. Our guy Patrick Norton puts out a sports letter for you every day. allchgo.com/newsletter is the best way to sign up. Patty Nortz is the real deal.
We were talking about glue guys last night.
Glue guy. Patty Nortz.
Little glue guy.
Does a little bit here, does a little bit there. Shows up with the Bears, shows up with the Cubs. He's everywhere. Newsletter's fun. It comes in right to your mailbox. All you have to do is enter your email, and they will send you that newsletter right away. You can sign up at CHGO Sports Daily, they call it. It's the newsletter. It's
pretty great, too. Like, if you have to work a night job or if you have something going on, you go out to dinner with some friends, you wake up in the morning. It is, like, the quickest, easiest bite way to get all your Chicago sports in a 2-3 minute read. Doesn't cost whatever, and it's amazing.
It's a CHGO Sports breakfast burrito, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's right there. You just grab it. It's already warm, and you just take a bite in the car, and you're good to go. That's how I like to do it. So anyways, Patrick Norton. We do have a Toyota Super Chat here today. Dominic Fortini says, Michael Busch, the quietest hero of this team? Huh. It's a good question.
I mean, it's tough. We just did the Nico Horner, also quietest hero on this team last night. And I think...
Let's compare the two.
And I think it's a great comparison. I'll give you my whole Michael Busch journey, if you will, and I'll try and do it as quick as I can, where last year, obviously, young player coming up, I found him to be incredibly streaky last year to the point where I thought they had to kind of back off of him at times. But what I found so incredible, or what I found so... admirable about Michael Busch did last year was he was incredibly resilient. Sometimes young players can go in a hole offensively and just not ever dig themselves out of it. And he continuously worked and fought his way to get back in a good spot at the plate, and he would lose it again, and he would find it again. This year I have found, now he's had a streaky moment or two or a rough patch. It's a long season, but I do think the consistency factor has been upped this year. Clearly you've seen the power numbers have gone up a little bit more this year. And we talk about the quiet hero, and I love Dom phrasing it like that, is the fact that he hasn't been another one of those consistent rocks in our lineup all season long that we've been able to count on him. So much so, Luke, that we've moved him into the leadoff spot, much to my chagrin about 5 weeks ago, right? But clearly that's the trust and consistency that Craig Counsell has in Michael Busch.
That's it. That's both guys.
Yeah.
That's Nico and Busch. We've seen them both in the leadoff spot, and I'd prefer Nico in the leadoff spot more than I do Busch. But now where do you value a guy that might hit 30 home runs from the left side?
Right.
I mean, you're talking about a quiet hero. Nico does everything. He does the base running. He does the defense. He does runners in scoring position. He's your most clutch hitter, but he doesn't do the power. The other guy plays good defense, maybe has some matchup problems. You got to maybe put him in the right position at the plate, but he's going to give you 30 home runs from the left side of the plate. I would say that's probably more valuable. That's hard to say because I love everything I've seen. There's absolutely nothing wrong with what Nico has done. But as far as value to this team, you can give me 30 home runs from the left side, play good first base. Boy, that's a tough one. If you're just going head to head, which player has had more impact on the Cubs this season?
Well, and I would want to counter you with that Nico Hoerner's in line to win another Gold Glove. Mm-hmm. Nico Hoerner, in terms of F4, is if not the best second baseman, but at the very top among second basemen in Major League Baseball. But again, not to take away from Michael Busch, I think he is leaps and bounds, made such great progress at first base. That I trust him over there. I think the scoop game has gotten really good. He's had to do it on a pretty consistent level with the fact that Dansby Swanson and Matt Shaw make the type of plays that they do, and they have the trust to just kind of chuck it over there and know that Michael Busch is going to go over there and scoop it up. I think it means something. I think it's allowed Matt Shaw, if you want to talk about how great he's been at third base, I think the trust factor of whatever it is that he's doing over there, that he can throw it over there and Michael Busch is going to take care of it, I think it's given him some confidence too as well. So it's funny. They're more similar players than I think we would like to believe.
Yeah.
And I think the similarities really, really hone themselves in with what you mentioned, that Craig Counsell clearly seems to trust those two players the most in terms of not only moving them around in the lineup, but specifically where he moves them around in the lineup. And obviously leadoff spot is one of the most important places that you can hit in any offensive lineup.
Bigger season for the Cubs. First of all, I feel bad because shame on us. We're doing what society does every day. Like, I get it. It's a good conversation. We're gonna do it on this offseason. We'll do which Cub had a better season, head to head, which one, and it's just for fun conversation. I don't really mean which one had. It's just a conversation starter, right? Yeah. But it doesn't have to be one or the other. In real life, two things can be true at the same time.
Well, we sure need both of them. So yes. let's not disagree there.
Which one's had a bigger impact? Yes, the two of them have had a big impact on this team. So that's my real answer.
Who makes more money?
I guess I'll go Busch just because I think power is very valuable in today's game.
I think who can make more of a lasting impact maybe in a short wild card series, I think I would agree with you that it is Michael Busch. And in addition, if both those two walked into a room and the Cubs wanted to start talking extension with either one of those this offseason, who do you think's probably more in line to make more money? I would also probably trend Michael Busch too as well.
Well, it's easier to score more runs with a home run than it is with hits.
Sure.
So we'll see. Hey, Jameson Taillon tonight. This was his second outing since returning. 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 hits. JMO, I liked what I was seeing out there.
Yeah, look, Jameson Taillon needed this start. Chicago Cubs needed this type of start from Jameson Taillon. Back to doing what he does best. I believe 88 pitches in the mid-50s with pounding strikes, obviously getting ahead early on in the count. Never really got into any serious trouble. Now, to be very fair, the Pittsburgh Pirates lineup that didn't feature O'Neal Cruz this evening didn't really offer up a huge punch, if you will.
Yeah.
But I'm not really going to get involved with that stuff. I mean, at this point in the season, I understand that, some Cubs fans or maybe some Cubs cynics will be like, well, they should have won tonight. Look, it's the Pirates. But at the same time, this is a getting right moment for the Chicago Cubs. And one of the things that we need is Jameson Taillon getting right, and we got exactly that tonight. The traffic was minimal. He was pounding the strike zone. He went deep into a game, which 6 innings for a Cubs starting rotation. And honestly, Major League Baseball in general, 6 innings is pretty deep these days. They checked every single box from this particular turn with Jameson Taillon. And I think one more turn, we'll see where it goes. But the other part about it, Luke, is that he came back, got hurt again, had to shut him down, get him back. We need Jameson Taillon healthy. This seems to be the step in the right direction for that. And I think we answered a lot of questions about Jameson Taillon tonight, regardless of who the opponent was.
Yeah, I would love to know what Craig Counsell is thinking as far as what his role will be in the postseason.
What could he do? Yeah.
Where is he best used in a postseason, right? Is he just an innings eater at some point, or is he... I always think back to when the Marlins beat the Cubs and they started bringing Beckett and these guys back in relief, and you were like, oh, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
They're the best pitchers. Why wouldn't you pitch them the most often? And so can he be used that way? You know, as a reliever, is he a better arm for multiple innings than bringing in three different guys? Or 2 innings of Taillon, is 2 innings of Taillon better than an inning of player A and player B?
Well, could I offer you this? I want to stick this strictly to the wild card round because I think in a best of 7 series, I think he is probably your game 4 starter.
Yeah,
I think you're giving him the ball.
No, I mean early on.
Early on in the wild card series, if I had to speculate or project how Craig Counsell might use him, it would be in this situation alone, and we've talked about it recently. Shota Imanaga has had a hard time, especially in the first innings of games, giving up some home runs. And let's just say there is that moment when the leash is shorter in the playoffs and the opposing team puts up a 3 or 4 spot on Shota Imanaga early in the game. And maybe it's a 2 or 3 runs in the first inning. He comes out in the second inning, gets a little traffic. What I could envision seeing is that Craig Counsell gets Jameson Taillon and pitcher X up, which my guess would probably be either Taylor Rogers or maybe even actually Porter Hodge in this situation. Uh-huh. You get a guy that can get into the game as quick as you can, and then you try and get out of that situation to the best of your ability. And if it is in the second inning, you allow Jameson Taillon however long it takes him to get ready from that starter's time. My guess would probably be like 15 to 18 minutes.
A clean inning.
And then you could see him 3rd, 4th, 5th inning to try and cover some of those outs in an absolute emergency scenario, because I don't think you want to burn through Javier Assad like that. And you certainly do not want to burn through Thielbar, Kittredge, Keller, any of those guys in that type of situation. So, and clearly, as we saw, Ben Brown has been replaced by Mike Soroka. I don't know if that's an option either, but I could see a guy coming in on a short stint and then seeing if Jameson Taillon can carry you through the middle of the game.
But you're right. It's the early series. Boy, first of all, wishful thinking that there's multiple playoff series for the Cubs.
Sure.
But that first series is the one that you have a little more flexibility and creativity for the ways that you could use Taillon. And it's funny that you mentioned him with Shota, and we talked about that last week, and it's like, well, but those are both guys who can give up home runs.
Yep.
Didn't have a problem tonight because he was playing the Pirates. It's a good team to feel good about.
Yeah, I mean, the situation that I'm talking about,
right.
Yeah, it's an all-hands-on-deck situation.
Yeah.
And, yeah, actually, funny enough, I think Taillon's actually given it more home runs than Shota this year.
Yeah.
But at some point, though, you need a professional to come in and try and cover some outs. And I envision if that was that emergency, crazy, hopefully, actually, honestly, depressing and scenario that I'm not rooting for, that's how I could see maybe seeing a Jameson Taillon appearance in the first 2 games. What I'm kind of driving at Cubs fans is I just would not anticipate Jameson Taillon coming in during a dirty inning. I would not anticipate him. All of a sudden, the bullpen's up in the 6th, and Jameson Taillon's warming up, and he's coming in the bottom or the top of the 7th. I just don't think he functions like that. He's a pro, he's a veteran, but he needs that time to heat up properly.
Mike says, pump the brakes on Taillon. He's just lucky tonight. Next outing, he'll give up 7 runs. I'm not pumping the brakes. He's their 4th best pitcher.
Yeah, you could be right. I think the idea, the thesis of tonight with Jameson Taillon got through this start healthy. He threw strikes. He didn't give up any runs. The Chicago Cubs win. And Mike, I don't think we're getting too far ahead of ourselves, but those are positive things. I don't think we're thrusting him into the mix with Boyd, Shota, or Horton.
No.
But there's a lot of positives out of what came out of his performance tonight.
I still would put him ahead of Colin Ray and Javier Assad and some of the other guys as far as my confidence that they can get some outs. What do you think of Taillon and his role potentially for the postseason? Let us know in the live YouTube chat. But first, a word from our sponsors. At Toyota's National Sales Event, they've got a long lineup of vehicles for summer fun. Hey, Cubs fans, Toyota has 25 vehicles available with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. The RAV4 has legendary versatility. The Grand Highlander's adult-sized third row is for real. And the Tacoma's wild side just comes standard. From job sites to campsites and game nights, there's an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle in Toyota that has just your style. Find yours at Toyota.com or visit your Chicagoland Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And what a time it is right now to become a CHGO diehard, Joey.
It's the season.
You want to complain about the Bears? We're your place. You want to complain about the Cubs? We're your place. Blackhawks complaints? We're your place. Sox complaints? We're
Doors
your
open.
place. Bulls? Yep, we're here too. Go to allchgo.com for the latest information on how you could join the thousands of CHGO diehards already in our community. We want to connect with you on an even greater level.
And hey, coaches, listen up. If you're looking for more athletes to train, Eye on the Ball is where you need to be. It's simple. Create a profile, upload your background check, and boom, you are in. It's just $50 a month or $500 for the whole year. Athletes of all ages and all sports can find you directly, and here's the best part. Eye on the Ball doesn't mess with your schedule, your payments, or your business. You are in full control. We just connect you with athletes who are already looking for a coach like you. So if you're ready to grow your coaching business and reach more athletes, you got to go check them out right now. Remember, it is eyeontheball.net. That's right, eyeontheball.net. Don't wait. The athletes are already out there looking for you. And this is a two-way street. Athletes
That's
and
right.
coaches can find each other through the eyeontheball.net. We can't recommend it more. So get out there, elevate your game, elevate your coaching with Eye on the Ball.
Good people. All right, hey, we want to tell you about a merch sale we've got going on as the Cubs win 4-0 over the Pirates. Here's the deal right now. Our merch store, first of all, we got some great swag. As I like to call it, sick drip, if you will. I got one right here, the CHGO, the red flag,
do.
maybe. Why not?
I got that Northside dog sitting at home, too.
You've got the dog. I love the script one in the bottom right corner, and I have the black and white CHGO collegiate hoodie. But right now, we have up to 85% off some of these items that are out there in our merch store. Some things are as much as 85% off, 20% off the ALLCITY warehouse sale. That's the deal right there, 20% off.
Little reminder, we still have our MVP shirt.
MVP, if he could hit like 5 more homers
Five more.
a day, we could get back on that train. Here's the beauty of that shirt, okay? We all remember the great first half. When he's tearing it up in the postseason, people already be thinking about 2026, and the shirt is still legit for next year.
Oh, he'll have odds.
There's no year on it.
First of
It
all,
just says MVP.
yeah, so, I mean, the second half aside, he will get some MVP votes. He will
you.
not get first
Shut out.
place or second or third
Right.
place. He'll get some MVP votes. And then, yeah, with wherever you like to wet your beak, I guarantee you he will be probably in that top 5, top 6 odds-wise to possibly win MVP next year. So that
hope
shirt's
so.
got some staying power.
It's got
I
some
truly
legs
believe
to
that.
it,
Yeah.
as you would say. All right, so Michael Soroka.
Oh boy.
We've been waiting to see an impact from our biggest trade deadline acquisition,
The headliner.
the headliner, if you will. And we said even when they traded for him, hey, he can give you value as a starter, but he could also give you value as a reliever. Then first outing, injured. This was his first outing since August 4th. Not good. 2 innings, though. And if you zoom out and look at it just on the box score, it's 2 scoreless innings.
Yes.
Having not pitched since August 4th. That is a step in the right direction. Was it pretty at all times? No, there were 2 walks in there, so that wasn't pretty. But where's your confidence level that Soroka could have some sort of impact for the Cubs, specifically in the postseason?
If we're grading this on a curve, and if we're doing this on the Ben Brown scale, on the Ben Brown scale,
Well,
Mike's,
that was the move.
that's who
That
he's
was the-
flip-flopping with.
yeah.
On the Ben Brown scale, he did pretty good. But if you want to talk about impact and, what kind of role could he possibly play, I did not walk away very impressed. Fastball velocity was back up, which was nice to see. You can make an argument that maybe the slider was effectively wild. For my money, some of those, he yanked some of those so hard that it was just a non-competitive pitch that wasn't even in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a little bit of worry of that. The part that was interesting is the last pitch that he threw to get out of the second inning, the second inning that he pitched, was the best slider that he threw the whole time. So in terms of a return performance, we're grading on quite a scale here. The first one is he didn't get hurt, which he did the first time he went out there. The second hurdle that he had to climb was he pitched better than Ben Brown, which is the role that he's taking over on the team. In terms of him being thrust into high leverage or high-octane situations for the Chicago Cubs, I have my doubts. Now, we have 11 days to get through it. He just threw about 40 pitches tonight, so they're going to have to back off of him for a couple of days. Uh-huh. Is there enough time, Luke, for Mike Soroka to get back in there with another performance that would give you the kind of confidence that would say to yourself, I'm bringing this guy out in a tie game in a playoff series in the 6th or 7th inning?
No,
I don't know if there's enough time for
I'm not going that far, but is there enough time to see if he's a viable arm for somewhere in a postseason appearance? The answer to that's yes, because the front office would like to see him do that.
Sure.
That would be my belief on that. But the most important thing that came out of it was that he was not hurt. The second most important thing was the velo was back up.
Yes.
So I know that the command and stuff wasn't quite there, but the velo was back up. That's important. And I don't know, we'll just wait and see. If you ask me right now, if the postseason started 3 days from now and he's going to be rested, who would I have more confidence being added to a playoff roster, Soroka or Ben Brown for a bullpen spot? I'd probably say Soroka.
Or give me option C, Aaron Savale. I mean, honestly.
Well, yes.
Give me door number 3.
But again, I'm just pitting two players against each other.
Yeah,
because
no.
that's artificially we do.
No, Soroka 100%. And it just really just kind of comes down to, with Ben Brown, I'm going to say it again. I like him a lot as a player. I just think in his development path right now, I just don't think he can help us right now. And for him, it all comes down to not only non-competitive pitches outside of the zone, but his fastball command inside the zone leaves a lot to be desired. At the very bare minimum, Mike Soroka was a little bit better on that front this evening. You're right, they have more invested in Mike Soroka as one of the crown jewels of our trade deadline for this year, so I would give the Soroka the edge no matter what.
What did you think of Porter Hodge tonight? Or just the way that Counsell used the bullpen? Now, we have to remember that the way he's doing this is what we talked about in yesterday's podcast, and then Counsell basically came out in pregame and said it. They're still trying to win games, but they're also trying to get guys healthy and get them fresh for the end of the season. And it's a yin and a yang. It's a mix and match of those two things going on at the same time. But we did see that when push came to shove and they needed to get an important out, Keller was the guy.
Yeah.
Not surprising at all. Would they have liked to not pitch Keller at all today? Yes. And Porter Hodge didn't give him that opportunity.
Porter Hodge is a tough case, and I still think there's time to get a clear picture on Porter Hodge. The vibe with him right now is, I don't know, you ever watch a TV show, or you remember Scooby-Doo or something?
Zoinks.
And then they introduced Scrappy-Doo, and they kept trying to force Scrappy-Doo, the character, onto us. I feel like that they're doing everything they can to get Porter Hodge those guest star appearances to become a high-leverage contributor to the Cubs bullpen later on in the games. And I will tell you that the results have been mixed, but they have been positive. I'm not a big umpire guy, but I did think a couple calls went the way that Porter Hodge would not have liked them to go. We got squeezed on a couple of calls. I thought the slider shape was actually really nice. He was just missing a little bit down in the zone, and unfortunately walked a guy, gave up a hit, got enough traffic, and put himself in a situation where Craig Counsell said, I'm not messing around. I'm bringing in Brad Keller. So I think Porter Hodge still has an opportunity or two over the next 12 games. I would at least think he's going to at least get 2 more shots at this.
Oh, yeah.
And I do think the stuff is there. I think the control has returned enough. But again, this is a results-based business. He has to be effective with the opportunities that he's given. And we'll see if the guest star spot that he's getting in this bullpen can turn into a regular appearance in the playoffs. My throwback to you just really quick. With Brad Keller, through 4 pitches tonight, got a save. How much money do you think that save was worth tonight?
Ooh.
He threw 4 pitches tonight.
Yeah.
In January, when they're negotiating contract, that is still a one big giant save on his resume when he negotiates hopefully a multi-year deal. So the one save in those 4 pitches, what do you think?
Well,
worth $1 million? A couple million?
I just think his season's been worth a lot of money. It probably does count for him a little bit, but I'm still not convinced somebody's not going to say he can start again.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right? So I think that's a possibility, too, that somebody's going to say, yeah, his stuff's back and he was effective, and we've got a guy that can do either or for us. And so, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. I feel good about him in that role, and I'm glad that they brought him back because if you have a 4-0 game, and now the tying run comes to the plate in the 9th inning and the top of the order, listen, are these games crucial right now? No, the magic number's down to 3. But when you have a 4-0 lead in the 9th inning, that's not one you want to let slip away.
That's not the taste in the mouth that you want 2 weeks before you go. No. So you got to lock that stuff up and execute.
That's one, unfortunately, that was the downside of what Porter Hodge did tonight. But he's getting those opportunities for 2 reasons. He's getting those opportunities because they'd like to find another arm, and he's got that type of stuff. But also, number 2, he can keep some other guys fresh by getting more appearances. So even if something like tonight tells Craig Counsell in his little notebook, writes down, Hodge, out of the circle of trust, out of the triangle of trust. He's just fallen out of the trust tree.
Yeah.
Even if he's made that notation, he's still going to get opportunities because they also have to keep guys fresh. So whether we like it or not, you're going to see those opportunities. I think it's still, I'm with you. I still could go either way on Porter Hodge and whether or not he can be a piece they use in the postseason.
Do you think Craig trusts him? Or do you think he's trying to put him on the path to earn that trust?
Yeah, I think the latter is true. I think B is true. I don't think he trusts him yet. Mm-hmm. I think he trusts Keller.
I think he wants
trusts
to.
Pomeranz. I think he trusts Theobar. I think he trusts some other guys, but I'm not so sure he trusts Porter Hodge yet. Now, what does he get? 4 more opportunities? 5 more opportunities? 6? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's been interesting. I mean, the path that Andrew Kittredge has been on, who's a more recently acquired player, the path that he's been on to, out of necessity at times, but also earn Craig Counsell's trust. I think they are trying to put that formula in place with Porter Hodge this late in the year. But again, is there enough time? And I just think he really needs to be effective and clean in his final 2 outings. If you're expecting him to see any sort of high leverage action in the next couple of weeks, after the next couple of weeks.
Agreed. Montana Outdoors says Porter Hodge has awesome stuff. When you see it, you see it's there. He just has to dial in and be consistent. It's clear the stuff is there, just has to be consistent. And then Marzik says the next Dylan Maples. No, it's not like that.
No. I mean, look, Porter Hodge was a player that closed games for us last year.
Yeah.
Porter Hodge I'm going to be full disclosure right now. When they brought in Ryan Presley to start the year, one of my pet little hot takes was I thought by season's end, Porter Hodge was going to lead the team in saves. I have that type of belief in him, but you just have to understand, for a young player like Porter Hodge, who came on last year in the second half, and he went into this offseason, and I promise you, just think of the human element for a second, that Porter Hodge said to himself, he said, man, I got a real opportunity to not only be really impactful for this team and my teammates this year on the north side, but I have a really big opportunity to impact my career moving forward and become a regular Major League Baseball player for years to come, in multiple years. And I'm telling you, I guarantee you, he trained this offseason. He had that mental mindset to walk into spring training, and Ryan Presley, sure, but I'm going to win the job. I'm going to be the guy, or if not, I'm going to be the best 8th inning setup man there is in the National League. And he walked into the year, and he pulls his oblique. Once the oblique happens, I'm telling you, that affects a lot with the pitcher, affects a lot with a baseball player.
Everything.
He's got to rehab. He's got to go down. He's got to take those baby steps. He comes back. He starts trying to pitch, And maybe he's a young player, but he's getting lit up in the minor leagues. Is that due to injury? Is that due to rust? Or is that due to him trying to get back too fast? He finally gets back, and then what? He has a bit of a shoulder issue, right? They shut him down again, and now he is back. And again, this opportunity that he's been thinking about, I promise you, the last 10 or 12 months, it is at his doorstep right now. And he has that stuff to be that high-leverage, late-inning guy. But again, the consistency right now, it might just be a bit of some timing of does he have enough reps right now to make it happen? And that's a little bit of what I'm questioning. And I think the Cubs want it to happen. But does he have enough time? I don't know. And just because I'm saying he's got 2 appearances to figure it out or he's not in the mix for the playoffs doesn't mean I think less of Porter Hodge or that he can't be a piece next year. I'm just being realistic with, as a Cubs fan, what I want to see and how deep I want to see the Cubs go this season.
You're right. It's probably 2 is probably the number, though. That probably realistically is the number. Yeah. All right, we have to take a quick break. We're going to talk about Seiya Suzuki, and we're also going to talk about the pitching matchup tomorrow. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Cubs fans, so excited to talk about one of our new sponsors, and it's brandedbills.com. Now, whether you need a snapback, you need a trucker, a fitted, a beanie, a tee, Branded Bills has you covered with performance and style. Are you looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd? Branded Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear, so you should start your order with their dedicated team. They will help you create the exact custom apparel that you need. They have apparel for over 40 colleges, partnerships with over 10 Big Ten schools as part of their collection. Ohio State coming soon, but also Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan State, Penn State, Purdue, and USC. So head on over to brandedbills.com. If you use the code BBCHGO for 15%, you'll get if you use the code for BBCHGO, you'll get 50% off your first order. I'm too excited, Luke. Really love Branded Bills. You got to check them out.
Bingo. Hey, you know the moment when you realize you left your favorite sunglasses at the beach or on the roof of your car or at the gas station 3 states away? I've been there in each of those situations. Then I found Shady Rays. It changed the game. These sunglasses are made for real life. Seriously good-looking, polarized, durable, and not stupid expensive. Here's the wild part. If you lose or break them, even on day 1, Shady Rays is going to send you a brand new pair.
What?
No guilt trip, just replacements. They're that cool. So now I actually wear my sunglasses without fear. On hikes, at concerts, on the boat, even with the kids in the car. Wherever, Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. So we've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com. Use the code CHGO for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades that have been rated 5 stars by more than 300,000 people. Look good, feel good, wear them well.
Shady Rays.
All right, welcome back. Cubs win 4-0 over the Pirates, and we get a great pitching matchup tomorrow, which we're going to talk about. But Seiya Suzuki not in the lineup again. When was the last time he played? Last Wednesday?
Wednesday on the 10th.
So they showed him there. He did travel with the team. He is in Pittsburgh, so that's good news.
Not contagious, hopefully. Is that what we're saying? Yeah.
But now, listen, I don't know what's wrong with him. Like, if he had the flu, that can suck some energy out of you. And he wasn't playing great before that anyways. So is he going to have to build himself back up? Are you concerned that Seiya just got sick when we were hoping he was going to be turning himself around?
The only part that I'm
or
not...
do you have to break him down all the way to the ground before you can
build him back up? I was going to say, like, my concern level isn't really any higher than it's already been because, frankly, from a production perspective, he's been a very vexing player for quite some time now. When you hear Boog report, and obviously when anyone gets sick, you know, your energy levels goes down, and when they cut to him in the dugout, he's chugging whatever it was and hydrating, which is great to see. And I immediately had some sort of weird flash about, do you remember early on in the year when Mookie Betts didn't make the trip to play them? And it cost him like weeks. He got so sick that his energy, he had lost all this weight. So you're hoping that it isn't something of that category. It's nice to see him back with his teammates and he's healthy again. For me personally, I didn't think it was anything to do with something physical going on. I think it's a little bit up here with Seiya right now. So my hope is that his time away and him hanging out with I don't know, I don't want to speculate, a friendly toilet, or maybe watching his favorite movies in a hotel, eating soup, maybe it gives him sort of a mental reset. But the good news is we play the Pittsburgh Pirates the next 2 days. You can still sit him the next 2 days and be fine. I like seeing Moises Ballesteros in the lineup. It probably means you got to run Willie Castro out there a couple more days, which is fine. It provides you a little bit more speed on the back end of the lineup. And no, I'm not hitting the concern button yet. I think if he's not in the lineup by this weekend, I think then we go, what's going on? But the next couple of days, let's take our time and get him to 100% and see if he comes back refreshed and renewed. Sometimes when you get sick, Luke, you're so sick, you're sometimes like, I'm never going to be healthy again.
Oh,
and that
that's
first
my
day,
life right now.
Yeah, that first day that you can breathe. Sarah, you know what we're talking about. That first day that you can breathe clearly, or the first day that your eyes don't itch anymore, your stomach, your appetite comes back. You feel like you can conquer the world.
Right.
So that's what I'm rooting for Seiya. That day when he wakes up and he goes, I'm ready to conquer the world again.
Yeah, it might be early to compare him to the Mookie Betts thing, but it's the name that I thought of too, because if it is, then that's a big problem, because Mookie Betts' whole season was thrown off by that.
For a whole first half at least.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you don't have time for that. But we don't know yet. We don't know. I don't know what's going on, and I can guarantee you the Cubs aren't going to tell us what's going on.
No, but slow
But
play.
I would like to see him back pretty soon at this point.
At this point, he missed his 4th game tonight. So, even if you sit him for the Pittsburgh series, that means he's got 6 games off, 7 days with the off day last Thursday. So, I'm just going to land on, I'm cool with it if you want to sit him for the Pirates series. I think it's cool if you don't play him against Skenes tomorrow, right?
Skip tomorrow, bring him back the next day.
Yeah, all right, cool. And have him
The day
face
game.
Oviedo.
It's the quick turnaround. That's where he plays.
Yeah, I think that's a great call. And maybe you can even convince yourself to give Ian Happ a blow that day, and he can play left field and Castro out there, and everybody wins. Everyone gets a little rest. But no, my concern level just isn't super high. Just good to see him back in the dugout with his teammates and feeling better.
Showdown on the mound. Tuesday in the Berg. Skenes versus Horton.
Wah, wah, wah.
Talk about young pitchers. So we were sitting there watching the game tonight, and I said, man, Skenes, you got a 23-year-old. And then you've got Cade Horton, 24-year-old. And we started coming up with, first of all, this is the stat here, just showing what they've done since the All-Star break. And as amazing as Skenes is, Horton has been better since the All-Star break.
Unbelievable.
And
28 hits. Luke.
I hoped that Cade Horton could be an ace-like guy or a 1 or a 2 at some point, but I didn't see it flipping the switch like it has right here. Like we've mentioned before, this is like Arrieta 2015 type stuff, the way he's pitching right now. So then we started throwing together names of, I said, what if we redrafted? What if we were all starting franchises right now?
Yeah.
Or expansion team. There were new expansion teams coming in, and you could take out any pitcher that was 26 or younger, and you could redraft them all over again. Who are the names? Well, Scooble's too old. He's 28. Now
Which honestly surprised me. I thought he was younger than that.
Right.
But
He might be so good, even at 28, that you'd still probably take him over guys that are 24, 23.
Very fair. Absolutely.
Right? Like, he's that good. But for this conversation, we're going to take Scooble out of it because he's over 26. You take Hunter Brown out of it because he's 27. That leaves Jared Jones, 24. The Miz in Milwaukee, 23. Quinn Priester, 24. Mackenzie Gore, 26. Garrett Crochet, 26. Roki, only 23. Jack Leiter, 25. Cade Horton, 24. Bubba Chandler, Pirates, young rookie, 23. Hunter Green, 26. Who else am I missing? Anybody?
I mean,
I didn't mention the guys that. So then we were doing this, and MLB Network put out, hey, which rookie would you?
Oh, the second half guys, yeah.
The second half guys, Cam Schlitter and Nolan McLean of the Yankees and Mets, 24 and 24. You mentioned Brian Wu of Seattle, 25.
He's had a great year.
I just going through all those names, and those are a lot of really good young prospects with tons of promise. Tons. I still think if you had to repick just pitchers in general, right? And you didn't put the age restriction on it, Skenes and Skubal will still go 1-2.
Right. But with the age restriction,
Skenes
is one. Who's your number 2? Who you drafting? You're on the clock, Luke.
Oh, boy, that is tough. I really do like Mackenzie Gore. Crochet is only 26.
I think it's Crochet. I mean, I love what Cade Horton's doing, and I understand Cade Horton is younger, but Garrett Crochet is a thoroughbred.
Leiter for the Rangers is a prospect.
He's interesting. Hunter Green's got that huge fastball, but he can't stay healthy. I'll be honest with you.
Cade Horton's top 5 for me, I'll tell you that. I know Cade Horton's in my top 5.
I think Cade Horton's probably in my 3 or 4 slot, to be honest with you. I'm probably going Skenes 1. I'm going Garrett Crochet 2. I'll be real with you. At this point right now, I think Cade Horton has earned the 3rd selection in the 26 and under draft in this particular exercise.
Well, if it's 26 and under, yeah, Skenes is 1.
And then
out.
I would maybe put Hunter Green at 4, and then you got a real interesting conversation at 5 between Quinn Priester, who's come out of nowhere. He's had a fantastic season. Mackenzie Gore, we've talked about him on this show. I think he's got years of top rotation.
He's 2 years older than Quinn Priester, but I think I'd take Mackenzie Gore's ceiling over Priester's ceiling.
His swing and miss is maybe what gives him the edge there. And then Brian Woo's under the radar because he plays for Seattle and he pitches in a rotation with Luis Castillo and Logan Gilbert and George Kirby. By the way, both those players over 26, which why they didn't make this list. But Brian Woo's got a WAR almost like 3.5. He's got 14 wins this year with an ERA sitting right at about 3. And I know that's a bit of a spacious ballpark, but at 25 years old, that is not a bad place to be. And then obviously, shout out to Jared Jones, who's missing the season right now. In the Pirates rotation, if anyone remembers him from last year, that dude is a problem, and he has some absolute nasty stuff. And if he's an under-the-radar guy that you would maybe want to target for a rotation, I don't think the Pirates would get rid of him, but I wouldn't sleep on him coming back next year and maybe rising up the ranks just a little bit on this draft.
Yeah, if you're drafting, depending on how fast a franchise would want to win, some of them are just going to go really young. So the Pirates guys, whether it's Jones, Skenes, or Bubba Chandler at 23, like those 3 guys are going to be very high on that list.
Pitching is not their problem. Hitting and acquiring hitting and paying for hitting, that's been their issue.
And Roki hasn't quite had the season, even though he was the darling of the offseason because it was affordable, he was young, and the ceiling is so high for him as well. I don't think it's really changed. I just think the first season was, hey, this is the major leagues, and then it came with some other stuff that a lot of pitchers go through, right? So I'd still put Roki wouldn't be in my top 5 anymore. Horton would be. I'm agree with you. Horton's in my top 3.
I mean, he's earned it, man. He's earned it. And when you look at Garrett Crochet, I mean, Garrett Crochet just got paid by Boston Red Sox, right? And the White Sox got a haul from the Red Sox in that trade. Paul Skenes right now, if you talk about what his value is on an open market right now, it's immense. So when you just talk about Cade Horton, and the Cubs aren't trading him, and they're not signing to him an extension, just when you think about the commodity, the valued commodity that the Chicago Cubs could be on the verge of experiencing and Cubs fans could be on the verge of enjoying the next 3 or 4 years, it's absolutely invaluable. If we have one of the best under 26 pitchers in the major leagues, and if this Cade Horton thing, not at a 0.84 ERA clip,
but
the capability and the ceiling, watch out. And that could really change a lot of how the Chicago Cubs hopefully think about and do business in the coming years.
Skenes and Horton on a Tuesday night, and we will have the post-game show for you right here on CHGO. Justin Roman's going to be in for that one. Thanks to everybody that watched here at the CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a total stranger. Hit the like button on the way out. Thanks to everybody in the live YouTube chat. We appreciate all of you and all your comments. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out of here. And don't forget, until tomorrow night, Cubs win and fly the W.
We all silly like the mayor.